Alright, Lantis, so in less than 48 hours time, we are going to be getting the end of month banner announced. Our very first end of month banner of the year 2023. I'm excited for it. Hope you lads are too. And here, today, in this video, we're here to discuss what it could potentially be. And as always, you lads can join in too. In the comments below, let me know what your prediction is for this upcoming end of month banner. And if you get any of the characters right, we will give you lads a shout out in tomorrow's video. So with that said, let's talk about it. Now quickly, we should probably mention the timing of this banner. Now the banner should be getting announced 7 AM on the 28th in the UK, so that's basically in less than 48 hours time. However, we are doing it a day earlier because there is the potential chance it does get announced tomorrow, because the date the banner should be getting announced on the 28th does fall on a Saturday, and we saw, especially in 2022, is that if the banner announced date is on the weekend, it actually gets pushed forward to the earliest Friday. And that's why in the year 2022, I think we had 2 examples of banners getting announced 2 to 3 days before they should have been announced. So we have a potential chance to get the banner announced tomorrow, but if not, it'll get announced on the 28th. But with that out of the way, let's talk about what this banner could potentially be, and I'll say right from the get-go, it should be a Valentine's themed banner. And that's basically the safest guess when it comes to end the month of January, right? You know, you could try and guess 1000-Year Blood War, Spirits Arthur with you, Premium. They're definitely possibilities, especially because this does bring up questions, you know, are we going to get back-to-back seasonals? We just got New Year's. That hasn't happened before. Mid-month of January has always been a premium banner, so maybe this does mean that maybe tomorrow or the next day isn't actually going to be a Valentine's banner. Maybe it's going to be premium, something else. I don't know. But again, just by going off the last basically 5 or so years, end of month of January has always been a seasonal banner to give us females. If we look at January for 2022, we got Rukia and Rangoku. That was the Lunar New Year banner. And originally, my prediction going into this video was that it was going to be a Lunar New Year Rukia because Year of the Rabbit. And I actually DM'd that to James like at the start of the year because I was confident that was going to happen. It just lined up. But obviously, we already got the New Year's banner. Rukia is the one celebrating the Year of the Rabbit. So I highly doubt we're going to get a, you know, New Year or Lunar New Year Rukia, which I was really hoping for. But again, just looking at 2022, that was the female banner. That was the first time we ever got a Lunar New Year. Don't expect to see it again, at least not this year. But for 2021, we got Machine Society. Again, Valentine's themed. 2020, same thing, Machine Society. That was our very first Machine Society banner. The year before that, we had the Cacao Society summons. And then the year before that, we had our very first Cacao Society banner. Now, before 2018, we also did have another Valentine's banner, but that fell on February 8th of 2016. So that's more time relevant. But this was before KLab started to do mid-month and end-of-month banners, so they kind of just released banners whenever they wanted to. That's why in 2016, we had a Valentine's banner on the 8th, we had a White Day banner on the 9th, and then literally 5 days later, we had another White Day banner, right? You know, nowadays, banners don't get announced or drop on the 8th or 9th or 14th. They get announced on the 13th, drop on the 16th, or drop on the 31st. And it's important to know that because what we have seen is the indifference between genders, right? Look at the unfair treatment, because when it came to Valentine's, yes, it made more sense to do it in the middle of February, but they knew if they did that, they can't make the characters as good because mid-month characters get worse treatment, right? They don't get the better skills. They're overall worse characters when compared to end-of-month characters, and that's why KLab always gave us Valentine's at the end of January, because that allows them to make them a tad bit better. Just comparing, you know, Cacao Society, females and males, females always got the better treatment. And that's because females were end of month, males were mid-month. It happened every single year. These females aged better. They were always better on release. So that's basically why we see Valentine's themed banners happen at the end of month of January, and that's what I'm expecting again to happen this year. Now, with that said, with the understanding that it should be a seasonal banner, it should be Valentine's, what exactly will it actually be? Because last year we didn't get a Valentine's. It was, you know, Lunar New Year, still again females in seasonal outfits. But looking at the male characters, this could potentially give us a sign on what we could potentially see. Whether that's tomorrow, in 2 weeks' time, or whenever we next get a Valentine's themed banner, we did see the return of an old banner, that being Cacao Society. Cacao Society was a thing in the past. If we scroll down here, ever since Machine Society got introduced in 2020, they stopped doing Cacao Society. They just moved on to the next theme of the banner. It spiced it up. It was a tad bit more fun. I kind of like the idea of it. But then for 2022, when it came to the White Day banner for male characters, we didn't get a Machine Society banner. Instead, we got a Cacao Society banner. So with this in mind, we could potentially see another Cacao Society banner, but this time with female characters. At the same time, example number 2, we also saw a lot of remakes of old seasonal characters, which in my opinion, I kind of like. People call it lazy. It is what it is. They still get updated art, updated models. It's not like they just copy and paste, right? But I kind of like the idea of having these old characters that we haven't basically used in like 6 or so years playable again. And we saw that with the White Day banner, right? You know, these characters originally released in 2016. They were okay. Some of them were good on release, but they didn't really age the best. They're kind of outdated. But then we saw in 2021, we got these characters remade, and then in 2022, we got those characters remade. And RIP Kenny, still no seasonal character outside that first White Day character that came out 6 years ago. This banner really should have been a 3-character banner with Tosho, Aizen, and Kenpachi just to complete the entire banner, but unfortunately not. Going along with those remakes though, we also saw mid-month of January again, remakes of a 4-star Ichigo, Renji, and Rukia now getting the 5-star treatment. So I kind of like the idea. Now that's what I'm kind of expecting, either a Kakao Saiti banner, or maybe we're going to go and get remakes of the Valentine's characters that came out back in 2016. And let me know how you guys would potentially feel about that, because I kind of like the idea of it, I'm being truthfully honest. Now in this case, I'm not expecting a Rukia. That's not happening. Probably not Nelio, maybe a Momo, but my kind of hope here is that we actually get a remake of the 4-star Soifon and also Rankyu. If we actually look at some of the female characters when it comes to getting seasonals, you know, most of the characters that would get a seasonal has already been received. They've already gotten one recently. You know, Rukia got hers here, Yoruichi and Haribo got a seasonal character last month, so I don't see those 3 getting a seasonal anytime soon. Nelio, Momo, and Isani were done in June, and those are basically kind of like the big names. Like the only few characters that also get a lot of seasonals is basically Ririka and also Nemu. Those other characters get a lot of seasonals, and they're probably next in line to get a new seasonal. So with the idea that we might get a Valentine's remake, maybe we're going to see a remake of Soifon, and also Rankyu would get the 5-star treatment because they originally were 4 stars. I'd actually be really down for that. And Soifon and Rankyu actually haven't received a seasonal character for quite some time now, so maybe they're next in line. It makes more sense to remake those instead of remaking some of these characters that have already received seasonal characters, you know, sometime within the last couple months. Maybe the banner would be Soifon, Rankyu, and also Yashru. All 3 characters, it's been a while since they have received new seasonals and also new characters. Maybe for the 3rd character, we could throw in Rurika, Nemu, for example. Those characters, again, are potentially in line to get a seasonal outfit. And that's basically my prediction, right? A remake of this with Soifon, Rankyu, and that 3rd spot can either go to a new character like Nemu or Rurika. Maybe it could be Yachuru. And if it isn't this and they do Kakao Saiti or they do some next other seasonal banner with females, I think Rurika and Nemu have a pretty high chance of appearing because, again, it's been a while. Rurika hasn't received a character for quite some time. And you know, kid, I like to throw it into a lot of seasonal banners, right? And personally, the reason why I would like this is, at least to me, I like it when the designs are just simple and cute. Like, that's what this basically banner is, right? And I understand why they don't do it every year. I'm not expecting them to do it every year, and that's why I'm kind of wanting to see it more often. But one of my biggest critiques, I guess, when it came to the Christmas characters is that they were kind of just too over the top. It's cool and all, but, you know, they always go all out a bit. I don't know. Like, I like the swimsuits because they keep it, like, realistic for the most part. You know, Machine Society, Kakao Society, basically every Valentine's themed banner since 2016 has just been kind of over the top. Magical powers. Let me just get Yoruichi or some of my favorite females in an apron and making me some chocolates. What Valentine's basically is. You know, they remade the male characters. Maybe let's get some love on the female characters. Get some remakes or some new characters go alongside it. So that's why I'm kind of looking forward to that. And that's basically my prediction for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I kind of just rambled on, but hopefully I was able to explain myself quite well. And hey, if we're right, well, right, that'd be pretty exciting. Again, in the comments below, let me know what you'd like to pick to see for this upcoming end of month banner. I think it'll be Valentine's. I'm curious to see what you'd like to have to say, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.